You know, Herb, I just love the four seasons.
Oh, me too, Don. I don't know which one is my favorite. Winter, or winter.
Personally, I like winter the best. Although winter is a very close second.
True. Let's turn on Beakman. Watch him spring into action.
Every species of hummingbird makes its own humming sound depending on the speed of its wing beats. I'm Beakman, and you've just broken into Beakman's world.
Wondering what I'm doing, eh, Phoebe?
Yeah, looks like you're being an idiot.
Well, that goes without saying, but I'm also on a hunger strike.
You? Not eating?
I refuse to eat until I am treated with a little more respect around here.
My curiosity's on fire. Hose me down with a query, Phoebe.
Housing!
Don't even think about it.
Mary Dion of Altoona, Wisconsin, right? Dear Beakman, what's an amoeba?
Ooh, now that's what I call a query. But before I tackle that toughie...
I really must ask Lester how his hunger strike is going.
Well,
Really good.
Now, Lester, what if I told you that inside one single solitary drop of pond water is one of the world's biggest zoos?
I would declare your head a homeless shelter.
no one's home!
Within one drop of water is a whole world populated by organisms similar to those on Earth long before humans, millions of years before dinosaurs. I'm talking living, breathing creatures you didn't even know existed till now. Amigos, let's meet and greet the amoeba. The one-celled organism so small that most of them can only be seen under a microscope. A human body contains about 100 trillion cells, but the amoeba has one cell that makes up its entire body. Yet it breathes, eats, reproduces, and reacts to its environment. The amoeba is a...
Protozoan. I saw it on the screen.
And what is a protozoan?
It's someone who lives in Protozoa, a little town in Bavaria. I danced there as a young man in a rat suit.
No, Lester! A protozoan is a one-celled organism, and there are more than 30,000 kinds of them.
The study of protozoa is called Protozoology. And protozoologists are scientists who study these fascinating creatures.
And people who don't like protozoologists are called anti-protozoologists.
No, they're not.
Once again, I find myself mired in controversy.
Oh.
Scientists used to think protozoa were part of the animal kingdom. Today, they are considered to be members of a kingdom called Protista, which means the very first things.
Protozoans come in all shapes and sizes, with those different sizes being itty, bitty, teeny, and the always popular Winnie.
I'd love one. Thank you.
That hunger strike's still in full swing, eh, Lester?
It's all about commitment, Beakman.
Let's return to the amoeba immediately. Some live in water. Some live in moist soil. Some live in the bodies of humans and other animals.
Ick! And yuck! I don't want anything like that living in my body.
Don't worry, Phoebe, my lovin' baby. Most amoebas are harmless. The amoeba is a shapeless mass of protoplasm. Protoplasm is that jelly-like stuff found in the cells of every living thing. Amoebas move by changing their shape. They form a false foot called a pseudopod and sort of flow into it. So if the amoeba is moving a lot, we're talking pseudopod city, dude.
And get this. Amoebas eat by wrapping their pseudopods around their food until it gets inside the amoeba and is digested.
If only I could flow around my food, becoming one with it, engulfing it in love and, of course, my choice of condiments.
And how do amoebas have baby amoebas, you ask?
Come on, they're brought by tiny microscopic storks.
Anywho, amoebas reproduce by an amazing process.
When amoebas reach a certain size, they split apart. This process is called fission. The nucleus divides first, and then the rest of the body divides. Each half of the original cell becomes a brand spanking new amoeba.
Beaky, say some cute, rosy-cheeked person like, me wanted a protozoan of her very Owen. Where would she go?
Well, she might go to a nearby unpolluted pond or lake. Hey, let's demonstrate.
God visit! If you scoop up some leaves or plants floating in the shallow water and you put them in your jar, chances are you've just scooped up billions or trillions of protozoans.
You can also see protozoa by taking an eyedropper and putting a drop of water onto a slide and then looking at it through a microscope. Oh, you may see this. Ow.
The smallest show on Earth, the Protozoan Circus! So, Mary Dion of Altoona, WI.
That's all you need to know.
About those tiny protozoa.
Coming right up. Baby birds learn that when a meal's coming up, it's really coming up. We'll fly on back with an answer, so don't fly away.
Beakman's World will be back in a flash. And now, back to Beakman's World.
Nighttime is the right time. It's time to get your id out of idle. Here he is, the minstrel of the minuscule, the jester of the germane, the Doug Llewellyn of the water called melon. The one man, the only man, the Beakman.
You rack 'em? I'll crack 'em. Let's antler dance.
Farouk of East Amherst, Massachusetts asks, are there any species of animals in which the male gives birth to babies?
Answer, Osman, hello! Males don't have babies.
Correct answer? Female seahorses lay their eggs in the male's pouch, where the eggs then hatch. So the male seahorses actually do give birth to their young.
Whew, they must look ridiculous in maternity dresses. You know, it takes a very special male figure to pull that look off.
Question, how often do people blink?
Answer? Don't blink or you'll miss the answer. People blink every 2 to 10 seconds, which means your eyes are closed about 30 minutes every waking day.
Question, I have a painful itch on my...
Scratch that itch question, Phoebe. It's time to play.
What's for lunch?
There are foods we eat and foods that eat us. It's all part of the great food chain. And here to show you today's specials, your What's for Lunch host, Mr. Steve Shallow.
Hi, everybody!
Hi, Steve!
Our first contestant is a valet parking attendant from Squirrel, Idaho. She loves to sculpt the likenesses of American presidents from Dryer-Lit and Marzipan. Say hello to Miss Clara Cloyd. Welcome to our show, Clara.
Ooh, likewise, I'm sure.
Clara, you were the big regional winner in our contestant search, so let's get to it.
Ready, Steve?
First question. Imagine you were just born in a tree. You're blind, so weak you cannot stand, and you're a member of the altricial half of your species. You need lots of moisture in your food. What do you eat for lunch?
Oh, golly, Steve. I'd say baby back ribs, corn on the cob, and some nice juicy coleslaw.
Oh, you were so close.
I lost, but I wore my lucky bonnet.
Did you say warm, yucky vomit?
If you like, I could have.
Then you're absolutely right! Because we're talking about baby birds! Tell them how it's done, Abdul!
Newborn altricial birds such as hummingbirds, woodpeckers, and songbirds are so helpless they can't leave the nest or feed themselves for weeks. So their parents swallow juicy insects and worms and puke them into their babies' mouths. Back to you, Steve.
Congratulations, Clara! Tell her what she's won, Abdul!
It's a spool of beautiful multi-purpose cloths made from tree byproducts. Use them for formal dinners as elegant napkins or as centerpiece accents. You'll find 1,000,001 uses for these remarkable cloths, valued at over 18 cents per yard. Back to you, Steve.
We'll see you next time on
What's for Lunch?
Coming up next, a topic that doesn't throw any punches. It'll knock you out, so don't you dare miss it. Ooh.
Beakman's World will be right back. And now, back to Beakman's World.
Ow! I'm the hardest working man in science!
Looks like Papa's got a brand new hernia.
Phoebe, trust me with a question, please.
Turn your head and answer this one. It's from Jordan Klein of Las Vegas, Nevada. Jordan writes, you know the stunts they do in those movies? My brother thinks those people really get hurt. Do they?
Movie stunts. From careening car chases and fearless falls to flying fists and exciting explosions, stunts help put the magic in the movies.
But how can stunt men and stunt women do all that without getting hurt?
With the help of that one thing without which there could be no movies.
Chocolate-covered raisins?
No, Lester. Science.
Oh, right. Chocolate-covered science.
Let's go to the movies.
Lester, why are you crying? That was a happy ending.
I'm out of popcorn.
Okay, what did we just see?
A
a really corny sketch.
Well, yeah, but we also saw a cunning array of stunts that couldn't have happened without science. Hey, let's take a closer look.
Oh, right in the kish-kiss.
Ooh, you know, if you got hit like that in real life, you'd go straight to the hospital.
That's why, in real life, humans come equipped with brains. Brains.
So we can work out our differences without fighting.
But since movie scenes are all pretend, nobody really gets hurt. Before the cameras roll, the actors carefully work out and practice every move and punch just like a dance. Now, the director has to figure out where to put the camera so the punches will look real. If you look at those punches from another angle, you'll see that we never even touched each other. Grubby's fist stopped before it hit me, and I pretended to be hit by doubling over. Now, by adding sound effects, we make those punches sound as real as they look. Your brain gets signals from your eyes and ears and uses those signals to make intelligent guesses about what's going on. When it sees Grubby's fist swing at my gut and hears the sound of a punch, it puts that information together and assumes I've taken one to the breadbasket. These assumptions your brain makes are called perceptions. And filmmakers know lots of tricks to make your brain perceive things that aren't really happening.
And when the incredibly adorable barkeep broke that chair on Grubby's head, she knew it wouldn't really hurt him. First of all, she didn't hit Grubby. She hit the stuntman, who's specially trained and wears hidden protective equipment so he doesn't get hurt. She also knew she wouldn't hurt him because she used a special chair called a breakaway chair.
It looks like a real chair.
But it's made of a soft, light wood called balsa.
It's the same stuff you use in model airplanes.
Now, if I hit somebody over the head with a real chair, they'd never get back up. But since balsa wood is so light, our chair had very little momentum when it hit Grubby. He hardly even felt it.
And since it was put together with toothpicks instead of nails, a lot of the energy that would have been used to hurt Grubby was used to bust the toothpicks and break up the chair.
Oh, that was all kind of easy, Beakman. But how did that incredible actor, you know, the one who looked like Tom Cruise, fall off the balcony without getting hurt?
Lester, he didn't. Stunts are much too dangerous for people like you and...
Or me, or you to try.
So, when it was time for the fall, Grubby stepped out and left the job to a professional stunt person.
Stunt people have lots of training, practice,
and insurance.
That's why they should do this, and you should never ever try it.
And when it was time to fall, the stuntman didn't fall on the floor. He fell onto a modern movie magic miracle called an airbag. The airbag is actually two airbags, one on top of the other. The top airbag is filled with air from this giant fan here. The airbag has holes called vents. The energy from the stunt person's fall is used to push the air out of the vents instead of to break his bones. The airbag on the bottom gives the stunt person a soft landing once the bag on top is deflated. So, whether it's something simple, like a fight, or something really complicated, like this scene from Jumanji, which uses the mechanical likeness of a rhinoceros combined with computer graphics to chase Robin Williams. This way, a really scary-looking stunt is actually safe for everyone involved. Stuntmen and women use courage, skill, daring, and science to put the magic in movies.
So, Jordan Klein of Las Vegas, Nevada.
That's the story of Stunts.
Now go to Colorado.
Sarah Mize of Louisville, Kentucky asks, Dear Beakman, I've heard people say that laughing is healthy for you. Is that true? Well, Sarah, stick around.
around. We'll have the last laugh after this.
Beakman's World will be right back. And now, back to Beakman's World.
So, Beakman, is it true? Is laughter really the best medicine?
Well, you know, things that bother us in our lives, like worrying or fighting with a friend or a lot of homework, they all create tension and stress in our minds and bodies. Laughter's one of the best ways to relieve that tension.
Exercise is another good way.
And if you can laugh while you're exercising, then you really got it made.
Hey, guys, what are we all laughing at?
I forgot.
Me too.
But you know, it feels good, so let's keep laughing.
See us next time!
On Beakman's World!
Herb, what are we laughing at?
I don't know, Don. Maybe because it's 60 below zero. And we're out here freezing our beaks off.
Freezing our beaks off? That's so funny.
Turn off the TV.
Turn off the TV? You crack me up.
No, whoa, that's the ice that's cracking up.
Whoa!